Never start your car search assuming the safe choice is the best choice. For years, people bought the Honda Pilot because it was the smart thing to do. Safe, reliable, boring. But look at this. The 2027 Kia Telluride just did something that might ruin the Pilot's entire existence. They killed the V6 engine. Gone. But what they put in its place and the massive hybrid system they added might just make the Honda Pilot irrelevant. Or it could be the biggest mistake Kia ever made. Let's find out which one deserves your $45,000. We are looking at the two absolute heavyweights of the three-row SUV world. If you have a family, you have looked at these. On one side, we have the 2026 Honda Pilot. It's got a fresh face, new tech, and it's sticking to its guns with the traditional engine. It is the definition of, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. On the other side, the 2027 Kia Telluride. This is a brand new generation. It looks like a Range Rover, it's got tech from the future, and it's trying to punch way above its weight class. We are going to break this down category by category. Exterior, interior, the new engines, the drive, and the cash, to see who really wins. Let's start with the looks, because this is where these two have totally different philosophies. The 2027 Telluride is bold. Kia is not playing it safe here. They have gone for this opposites united design language. But let's be real, it looks like a budget Range Rover, and I mean that as a compliment. It is boxier than the old one. The front end is incredibly upright, the grille is wider, and they have ditched the traditional headlight shape for these vertical stacked LED units that look very cyberpunk. It's distinct. You see this in your rearview mirror and you know exactly what it is. They also cleaned up the side profile. The door handles are now recessed. They pop out when you unlock the car, which gives it this super slick aerodynamic slab-sided look. And if you go for the X Pro trim, which is the off-road version, you get these chunkier bumpers and 18-inch wheels with meaty all-terrain tires that give it a really aggressive stance. It sits higher too, with over 9 inches of ground clearance. Now look at the Honda Pilot. Honda gave it a facelift this year, and it definitely looks better than it used to. They made the grille larger, and the front fascia is a bit more squared off. It looks tough. It looks like a truck. While the Telluride is trying to look like a luxury cruiser, the Pilot is trying to look like it wants to get dirty. The Trail Sport trim is the one you want if you care about looks. It has those steel skid plates underneath that you can actually see peeking out from the front bumper, and it has recovery points that are painted orange. It's cool, but it feels a bit more old school. It doesn't have the flush door handles or the futuristic lighting of the Kia. It's practical. It's a box designed to hold people. The Telluride is actually longer now, growing by over 2 inches compared to the old model, which makes it look even more substantial on the road. The Pilot is big, don't get me wrong, but the Kia has this presence that makes it feel like it costs $20,000 more than it actually does. If you want to turn heads in the school pickup line, the Honda blends in. The Kia stands out. This is the most controversial part of this entire comparison. This is where the internet fights happen. For 2027, Kia dropped the 3.8-liter V6. It is gone. You cannot get a V6 Telluride anymore. Instead, the base engine is now a 2.5-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder. Now, before you panic, listen to the numbers. It pushes out 274 horsepower. Yes, that is a drop from the old V6, but torque is what you actually feel when you accelerate, and this new turbo engine makes 311 pound-feet of torque. That is way more than the old engine. So off the line, this thing is going to feel punchier and faster. But the real news, the headline news, is the hybrid. Finally, the 2027 Telluride gets an optional turbo hybrid powertrain. It uses that same 2.5-liter engine paired with electric motors to give you 339 horsepower and 339 pound-feet of torque. That is massive. That is serious power for a family hauler. And Kia estimates you're going to get around 35 miles per gallon combined. For a vehicle this size, that is a game changer. You are getting way more power and way better fuel economy. Now let's look at the Honda. The 2026 Honda sticks with the 3.5-liter naturally aspirated V6. No turbos, no hybrid batteries, just a big, honest V6 engine. It makes 285 horsepower and 262 pound-feet of torque. Notice that torque number? It is significantly lower than the Kia. You have to rev this engine high to get the power out of it. It's paired with a 10-speed automatic transmission, which is very smooth, I'll give them that. So here's the trade-off. The Honda V6 is linear, it's predictable, it's a proven engine that mechanics know how to fix with their eyes closed. There is no turbo lag because there is no turbo. but it is thirsty. You're looking at roughly 21 or 22 miles per gallon if you're lucky. The Kia, especially the hybrid, destroys it in efficiency. If you're towing, the Pilot can pull 5,000 pounds. The gas Kia can also pull 5,000 pounds. But, and this is a big but, if you get the Telluride hybrid, towing drops to 4,500 pounds. So if you have a heavy boat, you might have to stick with the gas Kia or the Honda. But honestly, for daily driving, the torque in the Kia is going to feel lighter and faster in city traffic. The Honda feels heavy until you really stomp on the gas pedal. Step inside, and the difference is even more shocking. The 2027 Telluride interior is basically a copy-paste from their electric EV9 flagship, and that is a very good thing. You have this massive curved display that sits on top of the dashboard. It houses two 12.3-inch screens, one for your gauges and one for the infotainment under a single piece of glass. It looks clean, it looks expensive, the software is snappy. And for 2027, they have added this AI voice assistant that is actually supposed to be helpful, not just annoying. The materials in the Kia are top tier. We are talking about soft-touch plastics everywhere, available Nappa leather, and these open-pore wood accents that feel real. The seats in the front are relaxation seats that can recline and have a leg rest if you were charging or waiting for your kids. And they didn't forget the second row. You can get heated and ventilated captain's chairs in the back. Ventilated seats in the second row, that used to be a feature you only found in a $100,000 Mercedes. Now, the 2026 Honda Pilot. Honda has finally fixed their biggest problem. For years, the Pilot had a tiny screen. For 2026, they made the big 12.3-inch touchscreen standard on almost every trim. It's about time. It also gets a standard 10.2-inch digital gauge cluster, so tech-wise they are finally equal on paper. The Honda system now has Google built in on the top trims, which means you have Google Maps and Google Assistant right there in the car without needing your phone. It works great. But the vibe inside the Pilot is different. It's more utilitarian. The storage is incredible. Honda is the king of cup holders and cubbies. There's a shelf in the dashboard for the passenger's phone. The center console bin is huge. You could probably fit a small dog in there. The materials are durable, but they don't feel as premium as the Kia. It feels like it's built to survive sticky fingers and spilled juice boxes, whereas the Kia feels like it's built to impress your boss. Let's talk space. The Telluride grew this year. The wheelbase is longer, which means more legroom. The second row is lounge-like. The third row is actually usable for adults now. It's not just a penalty box for small children. You have USB-C ports in every single row, so nobody's gonna fight over chargers. The Honda has a cool party trick though. In the Touring and Elite trims, the middle seat of the second row is removable. You can take it out completely to have a pass-through to the third row. And get this, you can store that seat under the floor in the trunk. In the Kia, if you take a seat out, you have to leave it in your garage. In the Honda, you bring it with you. That is the kind of practical genius Honda's known for. However, when you look at luxury, the Kia wins. It has triple sealed doors and thicker glass this year to make it dead silent on the highway. Honda says they improved the sound deadening for 2026 too, but the Telluride has always been the quietest in class, and I bet the new one is even quieter.
So how do they drive? The Honda Pilot Trail Sport is the real deal if you actually go camping. It has a specifically tuned suspension that is softer for bumps and dirt roads. It has a real torque vectoring all-wheel drive system called IVTM4. This system can send up to 70% of the power to the rear wheels and then push 100% of that power to just one wheel if it needs to. It is genuinely capable in snow, mud, and sand. It feels planted. The steering in the 2026 model has been retuned to be a bit sharper, so it doesn't feel as boat-like as the old ones. The Telluride X Pro is Kia's answer. It has the ground clearance, 9.1 inches is a lot. It has the all-terrain tires, but its all-wheel drive system is a bit more traditional. It uses brakes to vector torque rather than a fancy rear differential like the Honda. It will get you to the campsite, absolutely. It handles snow just fine. But if you are trying to climb a rocky hill, the Honda Pilot Trail Sport is mechanically superior. On the pavement, though, where you will spend 99% of your time, the Kia is likely to be the smoother ride. The longer wheelbase helps it glide over bumps, and with that hybrid torque, passing people on the highway is going to be effortless. The Honda V6 needs to downshift 2 or 3 gears to get into its power band. The Kia Turbo just goes. Also, safety tech. Both cars have everything: automatic braking, lane keep assist, adaptive cruise control, but Kia's Highway Driving Assist 2 is slightly better. It centers the car in the lane more naturally than the Honda system, which sometimes likes to ping-pong back and forth between the lines. The Kia system can even do automated lane changes if you tap the turn signal. It feels a generation ahead of the Honda Sensing Suite. Now we have to talk money. The 2026 Honda Pilot prices have crept up. A base sport model starts around $40,000. If you want the Trail Sport or the Loaded Elite, you're looking at $53,000 to $55,000. That is a lot of money for a Honda. The 2027 Telluride pricing hasn't been officially released down to the dollar yet, but we can make a very educated guess. Kia usually undercuts Honda slightly. The base model will likely start in that high $30K range, but the hybrid, that's the one everyone wants, is probably going to start around $45,000 and go up to maybe $58,000 for the top-spec SX Prestige X Pro. Here's the thing about value. The Kia comes with more stuff as standard. You get the big screens on the lower trims. You get the synthetic leather on the lower trims. With Honda, the base sport trim still has cloth seats. You have to step up to the EXL to get leather. And don't forget the warranty. This is huge. Kia gives you a 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty. Honda gives you 5 years, 60,000 miles. If you plan to keep this car for a long time, that is 5 extra years of peace of mind with the Kia. That is worth thousands of dollars in potential repairs. So, which one should you buy? If you are a traditionalist, if you're scared of turbos, you don't trust hybrid batteries, and you want a car that feels like a tank and has a cleverly designed interior for messy kids, buy the 2026 Honda Pilot. It is a fantastic vehicle. The V6 is smooth, the clever storage is unbeatable, and the Trail Sport is a beast off-road. It's the safe, responsible choice. But if you want the better car, you buy the 2027 Kia Telluride. Kia has simply out-innovated Honda here. The switch to the turbo hybrid powertrain is exactly what this segment needed. 35 miles per gallon in a massive SUV is incredible. The interior feels luxurious, the tech is superior, and the warranty is double what Honda offers. The Pilot is a great tool, but the Telluride is an experience. It makes you feel good about driving a family bus. It looks cooler, it drives smarter, and it saves you money at the gas pump. The King isn't dead. The King just got a new heart, and it's stronger than ever. If you enjoyed this battle, hit that subscribe button right now so you don't miss our full review of the new Toyota Highlander coming next week.